Hey, what is up, you guys? It's Dustin, and I am back with another video. And in this video, I want to talk about Tana Mongeau and Brooke Schofield because it seems like they just cannot stop lying. Now, there was a time when I really liked Brooke Schofield because the whole Clinton Kane thing, I believe that she was completely in the right. But now, Brooke and Tana are both getting called out by Tommy Lee's wife, Brittany Furlan. So if you guys are here to see how, stay tuned to this video. Now, before we get into this, I want to give you guys a little bit of background on who Brittany Furlan is. She used to be very popular on Vine. She went viral several different times, and I believe she also may have a podcast now.
Sing me a lullaby.
Sure, hon. I don't fuck with you, you little stupid ass bitch. It's like, I know I'm not the only
Juan.
Juan.
He's not Juan.
But she went on to marry Tommy Lee. Yes, that Tommy Lee, the one that was married to Pamela Anderson. And I really don't like the way that people pit those two against one another. We see it all the time. I like how they don't engage in it. But there's really only been one other time on this channel when I've talked about Brittany Furlan, and that was when Tommy Lee actually went after Trisha Paytas. I believe she was dating Jason Nash at the time, and they recreated the photos of Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee. And apparently Tommy Lee didn't like it.
What kind of production is this?
But now it seems like Brittany Furlan and Tommy Lee are calling out people like Brooke Schofield and Tana Mongeau. Now, I was scrolling TikTok and Spill Some Tea With Me came up with this. I am not aware of whose podcast this is that Brittany Furlan is on. I'm going to look for the original, and if I can find it, I'm going to link it down below. But I want to react in this video to what Brittany Furlan is saying because you guys, when me and Nick were watching this, my mouth was just hung open. I was like, these fucking liars. I get that Tana Mongeau and Brooke Schofield come on the internet and they live in a world of hyperbole, but I really do feel like everything that comes out of their mouth is lies, especially Tana. If her mouth is moving, she's fucking lying. But let's see what Brittany Furlan had to say about what happened between Brooke Schofield and her husband, Tommy Lee.
You know, the DM requests, and I don't really look in there often. And I hadn't looked in there in months, and then I was just bored one night, and I was like, oh, I'll go look in my DM requests, you know, because like Brittany said, sometimes there's brands and they're reaching out to you and whatnot, right? So I'm scrolling through my DM requests, and then there's all these messages from like 4 months ago of people going, Brittany, are you okay? I just heard that Brooke Schofield kissed Tommy at Coachella. And I was like, wait, what? And I'm seeing message after message. Brittany, did you just hear? And people sending me clips of Tana's vlog. And
I love how nobody ever gets Tana's name right. It takes me back to when Paris Hilton called her Tana Mongeau.
The one you did with Tana Mongeau was so hot.
Like, this cracks me up because she does it throughout this entire video, and it's funny every single time. And I'd be lying if I said that that didn't bring me a little bit of joy because it's a little bit funny.
you guys can play it right now.
We just saw Jeff Bezos and Corey Gamble.
And he almost ran us over. And I just kissed Tommy.
So in the vlog.
Okay. So we know that Tana likes to lie. She lies all the time. Like I said, if her mouth is moving, there's lies coming out of it. And I thought that maybe Brooke was above that. But after all the stuff with Clinton Kane and me finding out about Mindy and Brooke sleeping with Tana's man in the same house that Tana was in, I believe that both of these girls have very questionable morals. And how these two have done it for as long as they have, I don't know. I'm going to predict now, I think that Brooke and Tana may end up having a really big blow up between one another in 2025, or they're both going to get in some real big trouble or some big kind of drama. How Brittany Furlan must have felt when she was sent this and she saw Brooke Schofield saying, I just made out with Tommy Lee. I would be pissed the fuck off. And honestly, it kind of makes me believe what Alyssa Violet was saying about Tana Mongeau. And hell, at this point, maybe even Brooke Schofield.
You play it, and then in the vlog, you see that she said, Tana's like, oh, we ran into Corey Gamble and Jeff Bezos, and then Brooke goes, oh, and I kissed Tommy Lee. And a bunch of people clipped that section and sent it to me in a DM, and I hadn't seen it for 4 months. I mean, Coachella's been well over, and I was like, wait, what? And then I'm like in my head spiraling because I left Coachella a day early.
Right.
Because I was just like over it. I just can't, again.
Speaking of overstimulated.
Overstimulated.
Yeah.
I actually did get very overstimulated, and I told my husband, you know, I'm going to go home. I'm tired. And I took the dogs and we went home. Or actually, I think the dogs were at home with our sitter. Anyway, I went home. And so then I start spiraling because I'm like, oh my God, did my husband kiss Brooke Schofield?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. And so I go to my husband and I show him a picture of Brooke. And I'm like, babe, did you...
That right there shows me that Tana Mongeau and Brooke Schofield are not girls. If Brooke is gonna her best friend's man in a different room, nobody's man is safe. So Brittany Furlan is completely valid in her feelings, and this is fucked up.
Kiss this girl? Like, because, and here's the thing with my husband is like, you know, when I'm out with my husband, this happens a lot where fans will, girls, beautiful girls sometimes, will come up to my husband and they will grab his face and they will kiss him in front of me. It's happened many times. And
So
you're like,
disrespectful.
on the cheek, or sometimes I've had women go, I love you so much. Like, people love my husband like that. Like, people from all teenagers to 50-year-olds to 60-year-olds, like people that grew up with him. Brittany, I'm not kidding.
No,
Like,
I know, because I've seen people around me that if somebody kissed a beautiful woman kissed my husband on the lips in front of me,
in
I
Vegas,
would pull a baseball bat off my backpack.
Absolutely, babe. Absolutely, babe.
Like, honestly, put this in perspective. These people are famous. They're no different than you and I. Just a lot of people know who they are. Imagine if you're just walking down the street and somebody comes up to your wife or your husband and they just start kissing them and doing all these things to them. First and foremost, like, why is anyone doing that? That's not okay. But second, like, personal space. Like, who raised you hyenas? Just because somebody is famous does not mean they're like a petting zoo for you. That's weird.
I guess that happened right in front of me, and my husband's just kind of go, whoa. And so I show him a picture of Brooke, and he's like, I've literally never seen this girl before in my life. And, like, I believe him because I'm just like, that would be really weird, right? Like, I mean, but also then she said it on Tana's pod, so I was like, why would she say that, right?
Wait, she said it on the pod?
On her, I'm sorry, not on her pod, on her vlog. On her vlog, she says it. And you guys just saw it.
But then, you know, she makes shit up. Too.
So then I don't know her, and you know, honestly, and I don't barely know Tana. Tana's always been, you know.
You're probably better for it. Now, I'm not saying that I'm the hugest fan of Brittany Furlan because I've heard that she's actually a very mean girl, but honestly, you're probably way better off not being associated with Brooke and not being associated with Tana, because where they go, drama follows. Always
nice to me, and so I don't know them. I've never actually like talked to them, so I'm like always trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. But then I started to get kind of worked up because I was like, I want to know why you would say that, right? So then I DM'd Tana, because Tana and I follow each other, and I was like, hey babe, and they're on tour, and I was like, hey, can you message Brooke and let her know to check her DMs, because I just asked her a question. And I messaged to Brooke, and I was very nice, and I said, hey, can you just clarify why you say you kissed my husband in this vlog? And I was nice because I was like just confused, you know. And it was like a day had gone by, and then Tana saw my message and didn't reply. It just said seen. It was me going, hey babe, can you ask Brooke to check her DMs? And it just said seen. And I was like, ah! And then that, like, of course, you know,
it's not a vote of confidence.
Instead of being like a calm, normal person like I should have been, then I was like, what and
happened?
Then like the next day there was still no reply from either of them, so I messaged her again, and I was like, hey, I saw you saw my message, like, please be a girl's girl. I'm like, you know, let me know what's going on. And
she clocked their fucking tea. I'm glad she sees it.
And she was really nice. So I gotta say, you know, I'm not here to shit talk anybody. Tana was very nice, and she was like,
she's better
sorry,
than me.
like, we're on tour, I didn't realize it was like a really big deal, let me like tell her I'm so sorry. Like, she's actually super nice. And then Brooke responded to me and was like, oh my God, I don't even remember. She said something like, or I think I have it, I don't know if I want to post it or not, but she was just like, I'm sorry, I was joking, and I thought people would realize I was joking. And so, yeah, so she was like,
Now, anybody knows that Tana, Brooke, especially Tana, will be the first to brag about who they make out with or who they're going on a date with. And a lot of it they do for attention. Like, it's very clear they do what they do for attention. This lets me know right here, Tana at least has zero respect for Brittany Furlan because she followed her. So she really should have thought about the potential of her seeing this. But really before that, she should have like not let Brooke say that, because he is a married man.
joking, I didn't even actually interact with your husband at all. Here's a video of him in the back of my vlog and stuff. So yeah, so she was like, just kidding.
I mean, listen, she's obviously not a comedian, because what kind of joke is that, you know? Like,
I'm screaming.
I mean, makes a joke about kissing a married man.
I mean, I don't know, and I
know she was nice, and I know
she was really
nice.
they're both really nice, but like also like I would never do that.
No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just not a funny joke.
I wouldn't go like to a guy that's been married will be married for 7 years this year. I wouldn't say, you know, I kissed this guy that's been married for 7 years. I would never do that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of somebody else who's like famously married, like George Clooney or something. I don't know. I feel like people think they can say, and we can cut this if we have to, but I feel like people think they can say whatever they want about Tommy almost a little bit. Like free reign.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, and then she also said, like, she's like, I don't know. I mean, you know, people are at Coachella, they're drinking, they're doing drugs. And, you know, I'm not trying to make excuses, but, like, I mean, she was like, I don't know why I didn't say I was just kidding after that.
Right, because she literally just says, I just kissed Tommy Lee. It doesn't sound like a joke.
Because they did it with intention. They knew that they were going to get people talking, or they thought that that may get people talking. They're attention whores. Period, point blank, end of. They will do or say anything they think will get clicks or people talking about them because they know that things get sensationalized. And when that happens, they can turn around and make a podcast about it. Isn't that what Alyssa Violet basically accused them of, making stories up? A lot of the pieces of the puzzle are really starting to come together with Tana if you look at her past scams and everything. Just want to say that.
It's not like, and Tana's like factually saying like, we just saw these people, you know what I mean? So like, was it also a joke? Did they not say Jeff Bezos?
I have no idea, babe. I was just like, you know, they're both really nice, and I'm like, okay, I get it, misunderstanding. And like, I've kind of like trying to fight the fight because I'm just like, I don't want to have enemies, I don't want to have like drama, but I'm just like, you know, guys, like,
these people are your enemies because they tried to cause you problems. And honestly, if I were you, Brittany Furlan, I would unfollow Tana over that. I wouldn't have anything to do with her or Brooke Schofield because this is them warning you of who they are and what they're about right here.
And you know, when you say stuff online publicly, like it can really hurt people or it can really like, you know, cause. So it's like, I don't know. I just want people to be more careful, more, I don't know, whatever. I'm like,
yeah, I mean, if you're making a joke, just let there be a punchline.
or say like, or say maybe like, just kidding, I didn't, or something. But
I just saw him.
That was in the distance. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like definitely a social media snafu. Yeah. And you know, like I said, I've never met either of them personally. I don't know how they are as people, you know. So and Tana's always been very nice to me. So but yeah, that was definitely
fake, girl.
Like a. I got worked up, and then I started like questioning my husband, which I felt really bad because I started kind of putting heat on my husband, going like, "Did you?"
And that is the end of what Spill Some Tea with Me posted. I'm gonna try to find the original and link it down below. I'm gonna go subscribe because I do actually like how the girl coming back at Tana and Brooke because they totally deserved it. They're so shady, and they don't think about the things that they're saying when they're trying to get these clicks and views and how they can affect the people they're saying these things about. This is gonna cause a problem later. But we'll see how that works out. We'll see if Tana gets another lawsuit or something. But I want to know what you guys think about this. I feel like Brittany Furlan is completely valid in her feelings. I think Brooke Schofield for saying that is completely wrong. I think Tana not having Brooke respond to her request was Tana not being a girl's girl. And I will continue to say that I don't trust either one of these girls. But with that said, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like it. And if this is your first time here, please consider subscribing. And since we talked about Tommy Lee, leave me the guitar emoji. I hope you guys all have an amazing day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.